Good morning. My name is Mark Lyman. For those who don't know me, I do economic development for the Minot Area Chamber EDC, and we've been doing Startup Minot for almost 5 years now. So a quick explanation of what Startup Minot is. You can see our mission and vision up here, but it's really to encourage, invigorate, and entice entrepreneurs to try out their novel business idea. And it's also to work on de-siloing the support agencies and to try and encourage people to find the right resources. There's plenty of room up in the front, just like church, right? We hold these networking events the second Thursday of every month here at the Carnegie Center at 7:30. If we run out of seats up here, we can pull up a couple more chairs, but you're definitely welcome to come and sit in. We try to get entrepreneurs, we try to learn from each other here at the Startup Minot. And this event is, again, the second Thursday of every month at 7:30 in the morning, and it's always a new entrepreneur. We do about 20 or 30 minutes of a conversation, and then we open it up to you guys for Q&A. And we really hope that you're thinking of some questions, some ways that you can learn something from an entrepreneur. And then we hope that the goal today might be for you to meet somebody new. We want you to do some networking afterwards. Hopefully you either brought a business card or you're willing to give out your phone number. And then consider your assumptions. Think of the things that make your business idea tick, or think of the things that maybe you are really stuck on, and have that conversation with someone else in the group. Let's recognize some of our partners who make this happen. The North Dakota Small Business Development Centers, Service Basin Planning Council. See a couple folks here from Service Basin. Credence Energy, the Chamber EDC, many in the private sector, including Jonah Lanto. You probably used to seeing him up here as an MC. He's got this small thing called Midwest Murders he's been doing for a number of years, and I think they're in Nashville this week. So super proud of him for that. We want to recognize our sponsors as well. First Western Bank and Trust is our presenting sponsor. Minot Area Chamber EDC, North Dakota Small Business Development Centers, Bank of North Dakota, Brevera, Town and Country Credit Union, First International Bank and Trust, Cornerstone Bank, Credence Energy Services, and People's State Bank. So let's do a round of applause for all our sponsors, if we could. Quick reminder, the coffee and donuts are definitely free. Katie, we still have some donuts over there? Okay, perfect. So please grab a second donut or your first and grab a refill on the coffee today as well. We're excited to have as our guest this morning a Startup Minot graduate. Has it been a couple years now, Lexi? Okay, yeah, 2 years. And she's succeeding in the floral and community building space. So let's give a round of applause for Lexi Clark. Come on up, Lexi. I'm going to read a quick bio for Lexi in case you don't know who she is. Lexi Clark is the creator and owner of Lexi Lou, which she began in 2019 after working hands-on with a local florist here in Minot. At the time, she realized there was a need for smaller weddings and events with floral budgets under $1,500. Thank you. As a dad of 2 daughters who will probably cost me a lot of money for a wedding, I appreciate that. She started creating faux wedding florals for couples wanting something beautiful, intentional, and affordable. Before launching Lexi Lou, she spent 2 years working for A Bit of Heaven Weddings, where she fell in love with weddings, event styling florals, and the magic that comes from celebrating love and connection. When Lexi Lou started, Lexi spent 3 years designing with faux florals, easy for you to say, right? Before transitioning into fresh flowers and opening her own retail space in 2022. That's off of 4th Avenue, right? Yeah. Over by the Dairy Queen, just a little bit before that, okay? Since then, she's grown into something bigger than she ever imagined, not just a floral shop, but also a creative and joyful community space. I'm kind of excited about that part. Really want to talk about that for a little bit. One of her favorite parts about owning Lexi Lou is the community that they've built. The support from her customers and clients means everything to her. So the Lexi Lou shop on 4th Avenue Northwest is home to several small businesses. And Lexi says that being able to provide a welcoming space for makers, artists, and entrepreneurs is one of the things she is most proud of. So I'll start with the easiest question.
Okay.
Did you ever see yourself as an entrepreneur, as a 5-year-old or 15-year-old? Was that ever in the cards for you?
No, I wanted to be a neurologist. Yeah, I wanted to be like a brain surgeon.
Okay.
Yeah, fun fact.
Those are two very similar things, right?
And then I took anatomy my junior year of high school and sat by the trash can't. Like I was so sick the whole class, and then I had to take a dissecting class in college, and I'm like, there's no way I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I switched to being an archaeologist because I love history. And one of my professors like said, you're only gonna write research papers. And I'm good at writing, but I'm not the best at writing. And I wanna be like hands-on in the field. And she goes, we kind of found everything already. And then
Have they? Oh,
yeah, I was like, really?
I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Yeah. And,
Makes it tough to be out in the field then. Okay.
right. Yeah. And I've always loved art, and it's always been a passion. I started drawing and painting when I was little, and always had like a little sketchbook with me. And so I was like, maybe I'll be an art teacher. Maybe I'll do fashion design because I love clothes. I love fun, bright colors, all the things. And I struggled a little bit, like when I was in the art department at Minot State, because critique is so tough. And if you can't take critique, it's hard to grow, you know? So I switched to business, and I have 3 business degrees, and I worked at a nonprofit out of college. I worked at a golf course. I worked for Minot State, and then in like 2017, when I started working for Eleanor at A Bit of Heaven, I like fell in love with flowers and weddings and all the styling and the decor and layering of like the tables. And I was like, this is something I could do. But like never in a million years did I think I'd end up being a florist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that's okay,
Yeah.
right?
But I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm so happy that I have something that is related to the arts. Like I ended up with doing something that is art related, because that's my passion.
So how much of your world on a day-by-day basis are you dealing with the business side of the business, versus I get to layer the flowers and I get to work with the client, and what's that balance like?
Tough, honestly, yeah. Some days all I do is stuff for the shop, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go home and do like 6 more hours of computer work, which is fine, but I would rather do floral design than behind the scenes stuff. I recently just hired a business manager, and she kind of lights a
That's awesome.
Yes,
Good for you.
lights a
That's
little
great.
firecracker under my butt, and she's like, we need to do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, got it. And that's what I need, because I'm like all over the place, you know? But every day I try to do a little bit of both. Either it's communicating with clients, getting something set up for the next event, or producing flowers for people to pick up.
How do you manage that flow? Is there a special app that you use? Is it a piece of paper and you're writing out what I'm going to get done that day? How do you manage your flow?
I'm a piece of paper kind of girl. Like notebook, I write what I need down in the moment. So sometimes people will come in and I'm writing on my notebook because I'm like, I'm going to forget. And then I just take a Sharpie and cross it off when I'm done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does your business manager use the same Sharpie now? Is she helping you?
Oh, no, she's very like hands-on, tech savvy. And she knows that I'm very, not forgetful, but there's a lot going on. So I go, text me or put it on my Google Calendar. And she's like, got it. And she does that. Yeah. And
Great for you guys.
or I go, create a shared note list, and then we'll just go and check it off as we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Take me back to when you opened up Lexi Lou. Was it something that you had conversations with other entrepreneurs? Did you feel like, man, I got that college degree thing is really coming in handy right now? How did you make that very first step into I'm owning my own business?
It was honestly, like I filled out the LLC on like state of
Secretary of
security.
State.
Yep. And I was like, what am I doing? And I was like, okay, I own a business now. And then I'm like, what do I do? And for a couple months, I didn't do anything. And then I did like a styled photo shoot with some faux flowers. And I launched it. But the one thing I can tell like entrepreneurs or someone going to like wanting to start a business, vomit it. Like tell people like you own a business. This is what you do. You're proud of it. I didn't do that for years. And I was just like, I did faux flowers, blah, blah, blah. Like I was so tired.
You were super quiet.
Yeah, super quiet about it. And I wasn't embarrassed, but it's just like, this is something else I had on my plate. But now like knowing like what I do for the community, it's awesome. And like other entrepreneurs can come to me and like I tell them, just vomit it and say, this is what you do and be proud of what you do.
I love that, maybe not the visual of vomiting, but I love
Yeah.
I love the idea of spreading the word and being proud of what you're creating early on. Okay, so if that's I'd go back and do it again moment, is there something you're doing right now that's kind of every entrepreneur needs to be doing this, maybe besides hiring a business manager? You know, what is something that every entrepreneur, a resource or something that everyone should be doing?
Learning like how to budget financials is one thing, and making a business plan. Everything changes. My favorite question is, what are you going to do in 5 years? Because I mean, some people have it like script, some people are like, I don't know, but it changes. It changes so fast. And I think about where Lexi Lou started in 2019 versus now, and I'm like, I never would have thought this is where we would be today. And if they can plan and just get ahead of the game, because there's so many people that are like, I don't even know how to do my taxes, and I'm like, oh, I can tell you. I was like, come over and sit down for 5 minutes and I can show you how to fill it out. Or like how this city and like the country has different taxes, you know? I would say big thing, financials, and just making a business plan and sticking to like 3 things that you know your business will succeed in. So like mine is weddings, day-to-day florals, and then customer like walk-ins through the day. So that's what I focus on most of the time. Like during my month, I'm like, this is what I want to see done, and this is what I'm gonna focus on. When you have like your, what is it? Like if you're here, there, blah, 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 like you're never going to accomplish running a successful business.
Stay focused
yes,
on
you
those
gotta stay
things
focused.
that get you money, okay? Is it something, the business plan side of things, it changes often, or you know, you kind of think what you're gonna be in 5 years and it isn't. The community space side, is that something you ever had on a business plan?
No.
Or did that just sort of evolve? Tell me how that evolved.
Okay, so my good friend McKenna Minky Madness, my twin sister, she's in the front row. Say hi, Sydney. Anyway, her husband works at Bishop Ryan with Sydney, and Sydney's like, there's this girl that sells baby kid stuff, and she's like, I think she should be in your store. And I'll go, oh, I could like get down with that, you know, like maybe. And then she came in, and then To the Simplest Degree came in, then A Bit of Heaven was selling like wedding decor stuff, and very similar to like the Foundry. And I have been with the Foundry since 2019. I was their art teacher during COVID, but very similar concepts. But then going to like the store today, I offer small businesses a booth space. So they rent. I provide some advertisements on my social media, and it just helps them have a place in Minot because rent is very expensive.
It can be,
Yeah.
especially for smaller stuff. You don't need a whole storefront for some of these businesses.
And it's just something for them to try. Like we do a 90-day contract, and if it works, it works. And if they want to stay on, they stay on. And it doesn't hurt my feelings if they're like, this is not working out. At least they tried it, you know?
90 days, that's super reasonable.
Yeah.
That's, and then how do you, the space-wise, are you open certain days of the week? Are you open 6 days a week? I guess I'm not even very familiar with your schedule.
We have like summer hours, and then we have like the rest of the year hours, I would say.
Okay.
So the summer hours we're open Tuesday 12 to 7 because we're trying to get farmers market in our parking lot, just like for other small, you know, businesses to pop up for 3 hours a night, you know. And then Wednesday, Thursday 12 to 5, and then Friday 9 to 1, and then every other Saturday 9 to 1, and then it fluctuates during the rest of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you encourage these other entrepreneurs to be in the store during those hours, or is it really purely they're leaning on you to kind of be there, or your staff to be there, and that's part of the rent?
When I sent out their contracts right away, I encouraged them, like, if there's an event or something going on in the store, come meet your client, because meeting your client is the best thing. I have a client that's been with me since like day one, and she has shared a lot of her struggles, and she lost her husband, and just recently she sent me a message, and she's like, I wanted to share this with you. She got her husband's thumbprint tattooed, and then she loves flamingos. So every time I see flamingos, I think of her. But like, it's so sweet, and it's nice to know your customer.
And it's a connection you wouldn't have had if
No.
you didn't meet your clients and didn't know your customer that well.
Yeah, and like,
Great advice.
the fact that she feels safe to share that is like awesome. Yeah.
And now she's going to be a champion for you. I mean,
Yeah.
she's probably bringing in more clients
Yeah.
for you. Okay. Walk us through, we were talking before we started today, walk me through kind of what an average day looks like. I think of wedding floral, and I think of hours and hours and weeks of prep. For you, what does a typical wedding look like? What does a typical floral connection to that wedding look like? I mean, you lean into the affordable side, so help me understand what that looks like.
Okay, so today I'm actually prepping for a wedding. So my delivery driver sends me a text message when they drop off. So the second they drop off, I get my buckets prepped, or I'll prep them like the day before. Just kind of depends on how much time I have. But I'll prep my buckets, get solution in the water for them to like last longer. And then I start with like the bridesmaids bouquets. And I start off with one and I send it to the bride. I'm like, how do we like this? What would you like to change? And then I build like the bridal bouquet, and then I work with, then I continue on and I do like the boutonnieres and the corsages. But it typically takes me, depends, an hour and a half, or it'll take me 6 to 12 hours, depending
on how many interruptions
yeah.
and other things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's like a, trial and error, a list you go down, and it's a mess. Like sometimes when you walk down in the basement and you see how like messy it is, and I'm like, just leave it. We'll scoop it all the flour,
Take care of it later.
Later, yeah. And it's tedious, and the end process is, writing on the boxes who gets what, and then double checking stuff. And I'll check stuff the morning, and I'll check stuff when I drop stuff off at the venue, just in case. And then I always leave a sheet of paper of what they have in their boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you as a solo entrepreneur minus your business manager, are you running it every single time, or do you have a couple of helpers?
I do have helpers. I had a girl, she was 14 when she started. She's 21 now. She will come back and help me if need be. She lives in Grand Forks, but she's awesome, love her. And then I have another girl who's been with me for 3 years, and she just works weddings. So like I can leave her down in the basement. That sounds so bad. But I can leave her down in the basement. I'll be like, I'll be back. And she's like, okay, sounds good.
She just gets through all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And her sister's actually getting married tomorrow. And I got to help. And she's like, my family will help design the florals. We'll just pick up the flowers and we'll do it ourselves. And I'm like, awesome. And like, that's a treat. Like knowing that she got to learn florals, and she's a teacher.
Puts it into application.
Yeah. And then her family got to like learn a little bit this week. Yeah.
So you told me before that you've made some changes as to how many weddings you do. Mm-hmm. Help us understand how many weddings you might do in a given year.
Okay.
What was too many? What's not enough?
Yeah.
How do you balance that?
So I started off with 5 weddings. Like my first year I had 5 fake floral weddings, and it was great. I'm like, oh, and then I was like, I need more. And I'm like, what am I thinking? And then I had 15, and then I jumped to like 75. And the one year I think I had 96 weddings, and it was just like boom, 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 boom. And
did you take any time off, or was this?
No,
I mean, that's not,
Do I take
time off is not allowed in the wedding business.
I tell people, if you ever need to take time off, don't tell people. Just do it and then enjoy your day. Because the second you go, I have a day off, people are like,
they'll come up with something for you to do.
Yeah,
right.
or people are like, can you do this? Can you do that? Like one day, I don't know if anybody has Life 360, but my grandma called me and she goes, are you sick? And I go, what do you mean? She's like, you've been at home all day. And I go, I had a day off.
Good for you to take the day off and not tell anyone.
Yeah.
So then if 75 or almost 100 is kind of the max, where are you at this year, and how do you balance that flow out?
I have about 30 weddings this year. I told everybody I was done at 25, but then I have some people that are like, can I have you? And I'm like, for sure. Next year, because we are going to expand a little bit with the store and add like a beverage bar. So like kind of like a coffee shop, but a beverage bar. And so I announced a couple weeks ago that I wasn't going to take any more weddings for 2027, but I have 4 on my plate for next year, and I think that's okay. And I'm not putting this out there, but if you really want me, just send me a message. But yes, summer is like my slow period because I want to focus on my brides. Like last week we had 5 weddings, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. This week we only have 2, but I don't know. It's just like a routine that.
How do you juggle that balance between giving yourself a day off, or even a half a day off, and balancing my client needs me. Mm-hmm. I need to make money in my business. My business is cyclical, seasonal. It's kind of up and down. Mm-hmm. How do you balance that emotionally? How do you balance that just schedule wise?
Find a really good therapist.
Okay,
yeah.
Great advice.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, a really good therapist, and just you need someone to vent to, or just like express this like hard time. It's not hard, but like you have a lot on your plate, and you just got to get it out. But I tell my workers I kind of go numb, where I'm just like I'm fixated on what needs to get done, and once it gets done, I'm like, whew, let's take a break. you know?
Okay.
And then it's okay to turn your phone off. Yeah.
I love that advice. It's okay to turn your phone off. I think a lot of entrepreneurs feel like it's not.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
I had to learn it because I don't know if anybody's parents like, do this, and if you don't do that, it's like, oh, you're grounded. Not saying that my parents did that, but that is how sometimes when people text me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this done. I'm like, relax. Be like, this is what I have. Tell them your timeline, like what you can do, when you can get it done. And one thing I can always express is not everybody's your customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and don't feel bad about not giving everyone your attention or your needs or the service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's a couple more minutes of the conversation, if that's okay, and I want to make sure I open it up to Q&A for the audience. I'm always curious, you know, what kind of training you had. I know we were part of the Startup Minot. You took that course. Did you have specific entrepreneur training in college? Did you one of the business degrees, was it entrepreneur or?
I have like, what is it? Marketing management and then international business. So we did a lot of presentations. We did like a small business run through. We partnered up, one of my classes, we partnered up with Oliver's Attic, and we did a pop-up shop at Minot State, and that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just like job shadowing, stuff like that. Yeah.
So what pulled you into the Startup Minot course, the academy that you took a couple years ago? I can't remember if you and I had the conversation beforehand. Did you find it on Facebook? Do you recall how you?
I saw it on Facebook, and then we had a conversation, and then Kelly Sink was like, yeah, she's like, she pushed me to do it. She's like, you should just do it. And then Lexi Miller from Need for Sweet, we took it together.
That's right, you took it together.
Yeah.
2 Lexis in the class. How can I forget that? Okay.
Dream team.
So as a result of that, you know, maybe help me understand what were some of the positives that came out of that. Maybe some things that you would do differently during that course, or you know, now that you've learned a little bit of that entrepreneurship stuff that's kind of in the textbook, what doesn't apply? You know, what doesn't work in real life?
I would say if you're thinking about being a business owner, take this class. Because when I was taking it, I was like, I didn't do any of this. Like, I kind of just
And you
won
had a business for 4 or 5 years at that point.
Yeah, and I was like, a business plan? What is that? And then some people, like, even, like, I went to go get a commercial loan just to, like, start off. And they're like, do you have a business plan? I was like, what's a business plan? And I was like, sure.
I'll have one soon,
right.
I promise.
So there's some stuff like you learn from taking like business classes, but then like when you're in it, like this is very beneficial for small businesses and like not knowing where to start. So it's a good starting point. So I do reflect back on the book on some things, and I'm like, okay, so for like this next year, like what does it look for like holiday season? What does it look for us adding like a beverage bar at our place? So we can do a business.
Take a step back
yeah.
and look at the numbers.
Yes.
Is that fun at all for you, looking at the numbers?
No. No.
How about the bottom line number, the one where you make money or you don't make money?
I always tell people, like, it takes 5 months to be, or like when you're starting off, give it 5 months, because sometimes money doesn't come right away, and then you are just like moving, and money goes out, money comes in, and you're just like, oh my goodness, like
there's no money left.
I can spend money so fast, and I'm like, and it's so sad, but like $6,000 is $6 to me, you know, like it's
in
very,
and out,
yeah, it's in and out, and so when I think of this stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to spend so much money, but I was like, but the waiting and the time in between the start and the finish, or like the in between, is so worth it, because it's just being patient, and it's like figuring it out, and you're like, it will come. And I tell people, say you have money, I have the money, and it will come. I have the money and it will come.
I need to say that to myself.
Yeah, say it to yourself,
often,
like,
right?
I have the money, it will
It will come.
Because sometimes you're like, I'm just so broke, and just like a figure of speech, but like if you say, I'm so broke, will your business make money? Probably not. You want to say, I have the money, I have the customers, I have the people coming to the door, I have the drive, and
that positive belief in yourself.
Daily affirmations are good for you.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of strength in that, pushing yourself and encouraging yourself to do that. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody? Any people that are strong in your corner that you want to recognize?
I want to thank everyone for coming today. Thank you. You guys are all so great. I want to thank my customers, my clients, the girls that I work hands-on with, like my team, like they're so great. They know I'm a hot mess, but you know, they stay with me. It's just great. And I thank my team and Eleanor for taking a risk and like putting me on her team when I was so young. The other small businesses that I work with, and you know, our community. I love Minot's community, and yes, so I'm very thankful for this town, and thank you for having me.
Well, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I love having I love having the entrepreneurs here who have taken the class.
Yeah.
A number of them in your class decided not to have a business. Some were right in the middle of it, like you were. They were 3 or 4 or 5 years in, and some were just testing their business idea. We really hope that that's a big part of the ecosystem, right? Everybody's in a different spot, and that's just fine. Last question I'll ask, and then I'll open it up. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know, we kind of joked about that earlier. What does the business plan say you should be doing in 5 years?
I hope in 5 years that Lexi Lou is successful, so I can take a little bit of like a break for family. I haven't really thought about like having a family, but because my business is like who I'm married to right now.
Okay.
So I hope in 5 years that we are at a good spot where I could take a break, start a family, and either expand, or maybe one of my girls would be like the next Lexi Lou. Okay. You know, that's kind of what I hope. But
You're already doing a succession plan.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's open it up to the crowd for questions. Mom, you're allowed to ask if you want.
Oh, I know it all. So.
You already, Brandy's lived it all already. What questions do we have for our entrepreneur today? Don't be shy.
Lexi, is there any books or podcasts that you regularly listen to help you through your day?
Oh yes, The Secret and The Power of Now, the Let Them. It's a good one. And there's sometimes I have really bad days. We all do. But if you put on like a positive podcast or a book for like empowerment, I feel like you'll get through the rest of the day or that week. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like my 17-year-old needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a bad day, not a bad life. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah, and break your day up into like sections. Like every 4 hours is a section. So if you're going to have a bad moment, you get 4 hours for that bad moment, and then you move on. You know? Yeah.
Great advice.
It's easier said than done.
That's perfect.
But yeah.
But it's a good mindset. Yeah. Okay, what other questions do we have? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Mine's not a question,
Casey.
but my oldest daughter got married last summer, and Lexi took care of all the floral and design and decorating and made everything smooth for her. So it was just, everything was beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you.
There's your customer testimonial.
Yeah.
Didn't even plant him. I mean, Casey comes almost every month, so
I love that.
that's just great.
Well, Casey, we can be. I'm right there with you because this one got married too.
Oh,
Wow. Thank you, Lexi.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
My wife loves receiving arrangements that you design. And I would love to hear a little more about the art of what you do. You talk about how it's creative work. And so when I order flowers for my wife, I usually kind of say, she likes pink, but I trust your vision to cook something up. Do you often, I'm rambling, but do you do you get a lot of people who say, I want this color rose and this with this accent, or do you get a lot of people who say, it's up to you, and then you get to kind of let your creative juices flow?
If they don't know me, then they are like, I want this, this, and this. But then if they like follow us and like see what I design, they're like, just do whatever. I want like a $150 arrangement, do whatever. So like they trust the vision. And I didn't know this, but a lot of my customers, they're like, we want your flowers because it's what you create. And I was like, I just thought you wanted flowers, And
They're coming back for you.
Yeah,
they're coming back
right.
for your vision. That's cool.
Yes, and that was very sweet. Like I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. But when it comes down to it, I have a wholesaler. I've had 2 wholesalers like that I work hands-on with like from start to finish. So I had Katie, and she knew like what I liked, what I wanted. And then I always give Carlos a shout out, because Carlos has been with me for like the last 5 years. And I'll be like, Carlos, you know what I want? This is the amount of, this is my budget for the week. And then can you send me this, this, and this? And then he'll send me like a box of like today I have neutrals, pops of color, and like some unique color of like flowers coming in. And I'm excited to open my box because I have no idea what I'm getting. But it's awesome to have like that connection and to have him, because he knows like what I like, what I want, and then I can just build from it. But I'm a huge ranunculus lover. So I try to get ranunculus and anemones and snapdragons and then some fun fillers, because it's just a nice look. And then when I'm layering it, so if I'm doing a wrap bouquet, I put my like leather leaf down, I put my flowers, then I put my filler, and then I put some more leather leaf, and then I just wrap it up. But a lot of people, when they're coming in the store, I'll be talking to them and they're like, how are you designing this right now? And I just say, even when I train my girls, I'm like, just be like mindless about it. Like even if you go to Target and you pick up a bouquet and you want to put it in a vase, like just don't think about it, just like kind of arrange how you feel. And that's honestly what I do, is kind of arrange how I feel.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot more artistic skill than I'll ever have.
Yeah.
So that's very impressive that you've been able to combine the two. Last call for questions.
I want to make a comment.
Oh, please.
Lexi did a funeral for a man in another town, and he liked horns. He had horns.
Oh, yeah.
And she made the flowers around all the antlers
Oh, wow.
because he liked that stuff.
Yeah.
So it was neat.
Yeah, it was a good funeral. Yeah. I was just to say good funeral, but it was a good, yeah, you know what I mean, sorry. But it was fun to design that, because there's some clients that come in and they're like so strict, and which is okay, they can be. And I'm just like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? But I need that. It's like putting the pressure on me, because I don't know, if you get up every day and you do the same thing every day, how are you growing? So I kind of need those clients where they're gonna push
They'll
me.
stretch you in a different way.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I probably have had like 5 of them, my whole florist career, and like I need it, because then it's like it opens up a new chapter, or it opens up a new design or something like that.
Prove to yourself that you can do that.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Before we give a round of applause to Lexi, I do want a quick shout out. We've got a resource in our community, Small Business Development Center, Service-Based and Planning Council. I mentioned a lot of them already, but I want to do a shout out really quickly to Gary Ross. For those of you who don't know, Gary was a professor at Minot State for a number of years and is also a SCORE member. So we've got a more active SCORE chapter. Gary, you want to give the 5-second pitch on what SCORE does really fast?
You know, we're funded by the Small Business Administration. We're volunteer mentors all over the country. So if you have a need, regardless of what that need is, business plans, marketing, HR, you can go on the SCORE website, score.org, and just tell the system what kind of help you need. And from anywhere in the country, you can be provided with a mentor free of charge. The SCORE website also has a ton of free materials, all kinds of templates, business plans, financial forecasting, marketing templates. And then there are some webinars and stuff that they do charge a minimal fee for, but most of it is just completely free.
So I would encourage you, thank you, Gary. I would encourage you to lean in, whether it's the $150 Startup Minot Academy, whether it's SCORE, which is free. I know Service Basin services are very free. And then Minot Chamber EDC, or North Dakota Small Business Development Center. There's a lot of resources out there at whatever stage you're at in your business. If you think you're never gonna start and you need some help, or if you think I've been going this for 5 or 10 or 15 years, maybe you still need to go back and take a few classes. I encourage all our entrepreneurs to do that. And we'll wrap up there. So round of applause for Lexi. And then please come join us next month. Dr. Kemet, Lyndall Kemet, is going to be our guest speaker next month. I've got a few speakers in a row now. So second Thursday of the month, 7:30 in the morning, always here at the Carnegie Center. And then please go finish the donuts and the coffee. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Lexi, it was awesome.
Yeah.